Hey, 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 welcome to 3 Minutes with Dr. T. A little more, a little less, we never know. I'm Dr. Tarma Fleming, here to always remind you that you are whole, that you are complete, and you lack absolutely nothing. Nothing. All right. So today I want to talk about an important topic that really affects us all, and that is how to distinguish between surviving and thriving. Are you just surviving in life or are you truly thriving? We all know that life can be challenging and it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and to just be to merely go through the motions of everyday living, right? But there's a way to merely to move from merely just surviving and start thriving in all aspects of your life. And before we get into specifics, I want to remind you that there is no one size fits all answer, that everybody has a unique journey, but these tips can really help you to reflect on where you are versus where you want to be. All right, so let's get into it. So, 3 tips, right, to help you distinguish whether or not you are thriving or surviving. And the first area I want to focus on is emotional and mental well being. I want to give you a picture of what thriving versus surviving looks like. So, in regards to emotional and well being, if you are thriving, then you generally feel positive, right? You are content in life, you're satisfied in Jesus, right? You experience joy, peace, satisfaction, and a sense of purpose, right? You are able to manage your stress levels and you handle life's ups and downs with resiliency. That means you bounce back pretty quickly. All right. So you're a pretty optimistic, positive, purposeful, peaceful person, right? But if you are just surviving, oftentimes you will feel overwhelmed, anxious, you will feel stressed. You might experience frequent negative emotions such as sadness, frustration, irritability, or it feels like you're constantly struggling just to get through the day. Like you may even dread to get up every day. It's just a constant struggle every day to get through the day if you're just surviving versus whether you are thriving. The next area I want to bring your attention to is in regard to your physical health and energy levels. If you are thriving, then you have good energy levels throughout the day. You're able to engage in physical activities and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Also, you will get sufficient rest. You will eat well and you will feel overall physically vibrant. Okay, I think we're all striving for that to thrive in our physical health and overall energy level. If you're just surviving, then when it comes to your physical health and energy levels, you will feel fatigued, drained, physically unwell. You might have interrupted sleep patterns or choppy sleep patterns. You don't feel like your sleep restores you. You can't feel rested. You might even neglect your self-care practices for spirit, soul, and body. And this leads to the decline to your overall physical health and well-being. We know how important self-care is. So if you're not practicing self-care, then it will affect your mental or emotional being and also your physical health. All right. The next and last area I want you to pay attention to is relationships and social life. If you are thriving, right, you will feel that your relationships are meaningful, that they are fulfilling and supportive. You can feel connected to others and you can maintain healthy boundaries. You know how to communicate effectively. And not only that, your social interactions bring you a sense of belonging and joy. Okay. But if you're just surviving, you might feel isolated or disconnected from other people. All of your relationships may feel strained or chaotic, or you may lack the energy or the desire to engage socially. Like, I just don't want to be bothered with anybody, right? You might feel unsupported or misunderstood by those around you. So, reflecting on these areas of emotional or mental well being, physical health and energy, and your relationships and social life, whether or not you're thriving or surviving, right? If you focus on these areas, you can identify whether or not you're just going through the motions or you're living a fulfilling, meaningful life. And you can take necessary steps to guide you toward making major adjustments or minor adjustments day by day, step by step, right? Adjustments to your overall well-being. So I also want to give you 3 quick tips on, well, how do I thrive? How do I, move into thriving in my social life, in my relationships, in my physical health and energy, in my emotional and mental well-being? Well, number 1, as we always say, I think self-care is the answer for a lot of things, but prioritize self-care, right? Make yourself a priority. Have a daily habit of activities for spirit, soul, and body, activities that rejuvenate you, that lends to personal and spiritual growth or development. You want to have a daily habit of practicing self-care. Self-care practices for spirit and for soul and for your body, okay? Number 2, if you want to thrive in life, you want to cultivate positive relationships. And I know, focus on that word cultivate, which means that you have to put forth some effort to create positive, meaningful relationships. The Bible even says it this way: he that hath friends must first show himself friendly, right? So you want to cultivate, put some effort toward positive relationships, connect with supportive people, surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you, okay? Put more energy into those people who are there for you, who do love you, right? You want to surround yourself and just create a community, a sense of community and connectedness with people who inspire and who uplift you. And lastly, set and pursue goals. Stay focused, right? Define your goals, have some clear, achievable goals, and take consistent steps toward those goals. Now, that's 3 steps to thriving that I've found in the mental health field, but I want to add one more, and I think this is the most important one, is cultivating. And we kind of said it with the first one, prioritize self-care, because when you prioritize self-care for spirit, soul, and body, then spirit, right, is the area where you're going to cultivate your relationship with Christ, right? You're going to make him Lord. You're going to make him a priority over your life. And that is the most meaningful thing for to me, to be thriving, is to cultivate your relationship with Christ. And that encompasses a whole lot of things, like whether or not you're obedient, whether or not you are that you are spending time, that you're practicing spiritual disciplines. In essence, you are making him first. You're making him first. Are you being obedient to your God-given assignment? There's nothing like bringing a sense of fulfillment and meaning and purpose in your life, like moving in your God-given assignment. So I guess I don't have a 4th one. I just want to reiterate, number 1, when you're practicing self-care for spirit, you just want to make sure that God is everything and he is first and foremost, and you're cultivating that relationship to the fullness in obedience and going forth in your God-given assignment, practicing spiritual disciplines, and just cultivating wholeness in your life. Nothing helps to give you a mindset of where you're thriving, like wholeness, right? I am whole, complete, and I lack absolutely nothing. Okay, were you thriving? All right, so that's it for 3 minutes with Dr. T. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I hope to speak to you guys again on next week. God bless.